Welcome back to the channel, everyone. Now this time we are in Kuwait. This footage was taken back in 2018 when I was working there. So I decided, instead of it just sitting on my laptop, why not make a YouTube video about my spearfishing trip in Kuwait. Now this was my first dive of the day, and as you can see the waters are really murky, so I did do some color grading, and this is after color grading, but visibility was really bad. So Kuwait is well known for having barracudas, a lot of them, and they get massive, same as Dubai, the Emirates, Abu Dhabi, and all these places, Qatar too. They've got tons of barracudas, and I just thought I'd take my first warm-up shot, as I didn't see any king mackerels. So in this trip we were really targeting kingies, so king mackerels, or Spanish mackerels like you call them in different places. So that was the aim of the day. Obviously, as you know, barracudas have extremely sharp teeth, so you got to grab them a certain way to avoid their teeth ripping through your fingers. So you just glide your hand from the back to the front of its head or gills, and then just hold it from its gills and dispatch it. Now in this footage here, I speared a double-barred sea bream, which also is a common fish in the area. I quite like them, some people don't, but I didn't really take great footage of me spearing it, so I'm just showing you the fish on the surface. I take another dive in the area, and this is where I see my first king mackerel. I take a really nice shot on, well, actually it was a really bad shot, it was quite low. That's why the reel is screaming, and yeah, it put up a bit of a fight. Again, as you can see, I had to really color grade this footage underwater so you can see me actually spearing the fish, or with the original footage you wouldn't be able to see it properly. It was so murky and so green that day. managed to pull it back up, and happy days, this fish was around 10 kilos. Really bad shot, as you can see, but nevertheless we got the fish up. I take the fish straight to the boat, and as you can see the size of it, it was a pretty good sized fish, and I was extremely happy because it was my first real big king mackerel while spearfishing, well, while fishing in general. I have caught some smaller ones in Lebanon, in the Mediterranean. I've speared 4 or 5 kg ones, but never that size. I decided to drop down again in the same area, and because the visibility was so bad, you literally don't know when you're going to reach the ground, and in this location it was around 23 meters, and a huge shoal of king mackerels passed by. As I was aiming at the first one, it turns to face the opposite direction, so I changed my target to the fish that was on the left. And again, I aim a bit too low because the fish were quite far, and it was the first time trying my Rife spear gun, the Rife Marauder, which is an insane spear gun. So it was just, I needed a bit of time to get used to it, but we landed the second king mackerel. I was telling my mate here, Yaqoub, who is a legend, for taking me out, thank you very much. I was telling him there's a huge shoal, so I was trying to tell him to go down straight away, but then after pulling the fish up a little bit to the surface and I can see where my shot was, I told him to take a second shot because my shot placement was extremely bad and I could have lost the fish. As you can hear in the video, his gun goes off, so he takes a second secure shot, and we were able to get the fish to the surface. Make sure to have some good line management, because in this situation I got tangled in my own line and in my mate's line after he took a second shot. Normally you want to swim against the current so your line gets pushed back behind you. But in this situation I was stationary on the surface trying to pull the fish up and just excited about the fish, so I forgot about my line completely, and it took us like half an hour to untangle our lines. So on the next day we decided to dive again, thinking visibility would get better, but it was actually worse. We miscalculated things, and as you can see, the footage was worse than the previous footage. But I decided to take my first dive, and literally on the first dive of the day at around 12 meters, I see shadows in the distance. I don't know if you're going to be able to see it properly on YouTube, but I see these shadows and I see then only a tail. That's the only thing I could see was a tail. And after color grading this video, I could see it was actually 3 fish. At the time I thought it was 1. And I literally aim in front of the tail, thinking where the fish is going to be. I could only see a huge tail. That was the only thing I could see in this footage. So color grading here, you might be able to see the actual fish. So I was lucky to land the fish, and at the same time my reel got tangled. It had a huge knot in it and it tangled on itself, and I was so lucky that I had spined the fish. So I hit it in its spine where its mobility was restricted, and that allowed me to actually retrieve the fish safely and not drowning, because these fish are super powerful if you don't stone them, and I was lucky to manage to land the fish. The fish ended up being around 12 kilos. Well, it was 12 kilos on the dot, which is a decent sized fish. I get on the boat and I notify my friends. There was 4 of us in the water, so I notify them all and let them know that there's king mackerels in the area. So they take their next dives, and eventually Moemen, one of my friends over there, he ends up landing a huge one. I would say around 17, 18 kilos probably. And I decided to just film him while I was on the boat.
الله عليك يا بطل، الله عليك.
Oh my god.